Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Leo. If Leo is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so Leo, we have the 7 of Wands, which has everything to do with valor. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. Immediately, I just see a face, right? Eyes, well, maybe a nose here, and mouth. Open, screaming, yelling. Let's see. We also have the number 22 right in there where the nostrils are. 22. Also, it looks like 22 again. So we have repeating twos. Yeah, this is going to be... It feels like, I mean, just... It's not terror. It's like... I don't know, like restlessness, a buildup of energy, like something is just going to, well, I just imagine like going outside in the middle of the night and screaming. Oh, screaming from the core of your root chakra, right? All the way up through, just letting it out. The frustration, feeling so bound to a life that does not make sense right now. I keep getting the sensation of feeling. It's like feeling tethered to a decision or a series of decisions, right? Having the instinct or impulse to really kind of be angry and blame, like, those around you. And I keep hearing this kind of like, you aren't who you said you were. Right? You're so different. You're so different now than you used to be. This kind of feeling of like you have misrepresented yourself or you have led me on, right? This kind of feeling. But I think that that this is kind of like it's the initial coping to whatever has happened here, right? Something goes wrong and immediately it's kind of like, well, why would they do that? Why aren't they who they said they were? Why are, you said you wanted the same things as me and now here we are and it's like you're a different person. But I think that that's like your mind. We tell ourselves these things. I mean, unless somebody like literally intentionally is like conning us, right? Or just totally lying about like their name, who they are, where they're from, well, all that stuff. Oops. But I do feel like it's like, okay, I'm really in my feelings. And this is like a deeper thing. There's more complexity to this. And it feels like it's over time. It's been over a series of years. Maybe even decades. Excuse me. I know. I'm getting over a cold still and I just... I'm over. I want it to be done. So excuse how I sound here. Okay. Excuse me. And so I see you coming more into this place where it's like, okay, so this thing has been ongoing, right? And by the way, if you want to like, subscribe, leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. And I see we have a boat here, but the sail is not up. It's just the post there. I don't know what that's called. The boat jargon, wild to me. I have no understanding of it, but have the coolest, funniest names for things. I don't know what that's called. What is it called? The sail stick? I don't know. But when we have the boat, I know that this is movement coming or happening, right? So there is action. You are starting to plan. You are starting to make your moves. You're starting to do whatever it is that you need to do to get things going, right? In the direction that you are envisioning. Okay? So, and I'm looking right here. It looks like it says L-E-F-T, left. So I feel like it's like a break. There needs to be a break, or you need space. I feel like it's not even just about departing from... And now, this could be a person. It could be your work. I mean, all this is applicable to, like, yeah, you get a job and here's the description. This is what your duties are going to be. And you get in there and it's like, this is not what you said. This is, you fully lied about, like, what this is going to be. But at the same time, right? You're trying to move through the situation. You're trying to see, like, where am I being reactive and where is there actually kind of a, you know, poor behavior, or being kind of misled, or, you know, whatever. What part of this is me and what part of this is you or them or that, right? And does it all just blur into each other? And I think that's the big thing, right? But I do feel you deciding, like, I'm not sitting in this forever. I could easily just decide to, like, succumb to it, right? Or submit to it, or kind of, you know, restructure my very being to accommodate this. But you know, we're talking about a Leo, so let's be real. And I think it's also in your nature to, yeah, save self. And I love that term, save self. I know, it seems harsh. And even when I hear it, I'm like, gosh, it is harsh. Now, we all need help in life, of course. But the reality is nobody's going to save us. Nobody saves us. Now, maybe you've been saved. Your life has been saved, like, quite literally. You know, like, you were having trouble swimming and somebody came in and got you out and you were saved. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is nobody can come into our life and live it for us. Nobody can come in and say, this is what you need to do to get to exactly where you want to go. It doesn't work like that. We're on our own journeys. And so you have to decide, I'm going to make these moves for myself. I'm going to be present in my life. I'm going to live the life that I want to live. I have to save myself. And so I do. I see you getting in that boat. Hopefully getting that sail up, right? But maybe this is just the beginning. Maybe you just got on board. And you're starting to see, which direction do I need to go in? You have your map out. You're figuring it out, right? Charting a course. Now we have the number 529. 529 up there. Also, we have repeating threes. 3, 3. Okay, so we have repeating twos, repeating threes, and the number 529. Also, the word left. Although it also kind of looks like Jeff or Jeffy. So both of those could go either way. Now, I'm looking at this down here. And it feels like people cleaning things up. I see a person here. They're carrying something in their hand, right? We have another person over here who looks like they're throwing something out. This person looks like they're throwing something out. So to me, this gives the impression of cleaning things up. Coming together, working together to clean things up. Okay? And it feels like you are. You're in partnership with the people of your life. To some degree. We have the number 12 over here. We also have, it looks like the omega, which is the last letter of the Greek alphabet. And it also kind of, beginning and the end, right? Alpha is the beginning, omega is the end. Here's a little bit of fun facts about myself. The only tattoos I have are alpha, omega. And it is the gateway to the source. They are on my hips, by the way. I did get them when I was like 18. I was like super, I was in that phase of like, I have to, really wear my spirituality, wear my connection to the occult, the divine. I was very interested in Hermeticism and Gnosticism at that point, and yeah, so that's where that came from. But yeah, so we have the omega, so an ending of some kind. Now we also have, it looks like an olive branch right here. We have a little branch. We have a bird flying, but the bird has like very sharp looking wings. So I feel like kind of like wherever you have been in a little bit of discord here, there's been a little bit of turbulence. There is a desire to end this turmoil. If it is an argument with somebody in your life, if you are having relationship problems or, issues with family, or maybe it is at work, or it is the work in general, or whatever, there is a desire to get things worked out. Because I don't think that you want to really just like up and leave the situation. There's a desire to make this as functional as possible. To get back into a place where, you feel I just keep thinking like at home, but to feel at ease, to feel good and beginning to get confident in that space within that relationship. And let's use our oracle of the radiant sun. We're going to see kind of how is this going to play out, right? What's really going to kind of go down here in the next few days, in the next week or two, okay? And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to flip through, I'm going to stop where it feels right. We're going to pick 3 of them. Influence, escape, risk. Okay. Let's do 3 more. We're going to do 3 more. Empathy, convention. Okay, and let's do the last one. What is the last one going to tell us here? What are you going to tell us? Isolation. Okay. All right. So more of the same, unfortunately, it looks like. Not a lot of resolution. I feel that there's this sense of, we have escape and isolation. Okay. Really, I feel you're not struggling with empathy. I feel like you are fully in your empathy, but I also feel like, my goodness, it feels so overwhelming at times, right? And I think that you kind of, and let's see, I think you vacillate between this kind of more, and I'm looking at convention more as stoicism or tradition, like kind of a more buttoned up traditional kind of, and you can see, it looks like this person, it reminds me of a little bit of the 4 of discs, right? The home, kind of in your own little fortress. You can see the face is kind of in the square, just walled up away from the emotions, the outside world, the influence of others. Very kind of Capricorn, Saturn energy, slowing down, just kind of keeping things as even as possible, not being reactive, all of that, right? You're vacillating between this and this extreme empathy, taking in all of the emotions that are around you, taking in all of the energies, all of the, the messaging. We have the bird coming right here to the ear, right? The messenger. So taking in kind of all of those messages that you are receiving from the world around you and from other people, right? And so I could see you kind of really feeling the need to isolate or to just be alone. I just want to be alone. I don't want to be influenced by anybody. And that's the thing here. We have the influence. I don't want to be influenced. I want to be able to figure this out without any relation to anything going on. Okay? A need for contemplation, to kind of think things over. Like I said, get in that boat, make that plan, chart your course. The escape, I think this is just part of that impulse. Okay? Now, here's the one, the risk. And I do. Nobody is more willing to risk it all to get what they want or what they desire than a Leo. Okay? For better or for worse. It does not matter. You are the ones that are going to be out here doing the dang thing. So I do feel you, maybe going a way that is unfamiliar to kind of get some of the stuff sorted out for yourself. Okay? And taking that risk, right? And that might end up being the key to everything. And there's the key. So let's go over to do our lucky numbers now. We're going to do 3 of them. I'm going to use this obnoxiously large die. It has 100 sides. And we'll pick 3. Okay, so we have 61, 10. Okay. And 28. My lucky number, 28. Okay, 61, 10, and 28. You know, my lucky number, but that makes sense because I do love you so much, Leo. I'll let you use my favorite number. All right. So we also have, and this is going to be our ending thing, our inner child oracle. And I like to use these affirmation or oracle cards at the end because it kind of just, it gives us a message to leave on, a note, a punctuation, just something, you know, something to kind of, I don't know. Sometimes it's sweet. Sometimes it's really deep. Whatever it is, it's meant for you. Okay. So we're going to flip through. We're going to stop where it feels right. And it says 20, the number 20. It is time to celebrate. Cultivate an air of celebration today. Ooh, something to celebrate. Yeah, I like it. I think I'm going to go look for some pumpkins today. I gotta make some pumpkin butter. I want pumpkin butter and I want apple butter. I'm going to maybe do those today. What else was I thinking of? Everybody keeps asking for apple bread. I make like it's kind of like a coffee. It's more like a coffee cake, but I put apple in it too. And I'll just tell you what, this time of year, I barely made soups this summer. I cook a lot, right? We do a lot of whole foods here in our house. And before I met my husband, I was plant-based just because, well, I don't know. I was exploring my abilities to cook, and I went plant-based for a few years. And at some point, I just got really into making quick breads. And you can do so many things with them. And they last, right? You got to put them in the fridge. But they're usually pretty dense, so they fill you up. And here's the other thing. Yeah, I am very frugal. And especially at that time in my life, I was, you know, not making a lot of money. So I was finding ways to use everything. Every part of a vegetable, every part of, you know, the ingredients that I had. I was not wasting anything at all. And yeah, and it taught me how to cook pretty extensively, because you have to find ways to use everything. And so anyways, now as soon as one orange leaf hits the floor, it's soup season, it's quick bread season. And I'll tell you what, in the last week, well, we've been sick as well, this is part of it, but I've made like 6 different soups. And, oh, they're so good. But now I want to make some yummy apple bread. And yeah, so I'm going to get going. But first, I'm going to tell you I love you, and I hope that you know that. I'd love to hear what you're cooking. Now, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're going into summer, right? Or, well, spring, technically, but I'm sure it's warm down there already. And I would probably be like, yeah, this is already summer. But yeah, I want to know, what do you like to eat when it starts to get so hot down there and below the equator? And if you're in the north, what kinds of things are you making for the fall? What kinds of, do you can? Do you bake? Do you cook? And if not, what kinds of things do you like to go partake in? If you've watched my channel at all, a few months ago, beginning of the year actually, I started my journey of getting, I'm going to cry a little tear, stop drinking coffee. And not like, I'm not super strict about it, but I went from drinking tons of coffee to like nothing basically. But the other day I had like my first pumpkin spice latte. And it was a warm one, and it was, usually I'll drink like iced coffees and things, but yeah, it was like the first one that I've had this year, and the first coffee I had had in, you know, maybe like a month or two, and it was divine. So if you have anything that you love this time of year, let me know. I want to hear about it. I want to hear all about it. I could talk about cooking and baking and food and all of that all day long. So again, I love you. And if you want to like, subscribe, leave a comment, I'm here for it. I want to hear from you. And if you're new to the channel, definitely just shout it out. Put it in the comment section. And other than that, again, I'm just going to say, I love you, I love you, I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in a few days. Good night.